Hey guys, it's me, Wilson, and we're back for another video on F1 22 this time. And we're here for our first ever official league race on this game. We're here for Psgl Season 31, Round 1, Bahrain. And as you can see, we're actually in the Alpine for this season. We've got a new wheel, as you can see as well, a DD1. Thank you to McLaren for
good luck, Wilson.
giving me that. Yeah, let's just cut to the chase. Really looking forward to this season. In general, looking forward to a fresh start. Last season we had quite a lot of bad luck, especially towards the end of it, where just misfortunate events that were not really in my control. Some were in my control, which were just a bit unlucky. But yeah, as I said, really looking forward to a fresh start. The pace looks really good. We've been working pretty hard behind the scenes, and I'm just excited to get racing again. When you miss quite a lot, like a month or two, you usually get the urge to come back. Last year I didn't have the urge to come back, but this year I definitely do. So looking forward to it. Here we are in Q1. This is my final run in Q1 actually, I believe, on a fresh set of soft tyres. We're P10 at the moment, which is not a great lap. I can't remember what lap time we're on. It might be a 0.5. I could be completely wrong. But yeah, starting our final lap here. I don't think I show the whole lap. The Q1 grip wasn't ideal, pretty much the same as last game. It's not really changed much from what I felt. I don't know what the other drivers think. But starting our final lap of Q1, we're not going to show it all. As we come to the end of our final lap, we're 2 tenths up, I believe that says. Can't really see. We come around the final corner, hitting the apex pretty nicely, using all of the extra 5th gear, taking it pretty safe as we do not want to invalidate. Right. We are P14 right now on the leaderboard. We jump up to P4 with a 0.28. That is, and that puts us top 5. Just a pretty safe lap to get us through. And yeah, nothing too special, but it got us through into the end. And one of the big surprises is, I've not looked at it yet. I'll wait until I go down to it, just to, maybe if you haven't seen it already.
You never know, bro.
As we scroll down, Marcel, Yarnell, Fake are all out in Q1, which is a massive thing. No one expected them to be knocked out, so I don't know what happened over there, but nevertheless, we're into Q2, starting our first lap on old set of tires at 27.9, just behind Barry. Obviously that drops us all the way down to P11. We then go out on a fresh set of softs at the end of the session. Can we do anything spectacular?
It's not been a great quality session, I'll tell you.
5.
I mean, at least through to Q3.
Which, I think, yeah, 27.1, not a great lap, not a bad lap, just in the middle, and that got us through pretty safely. You can't see the cut-off due to my cam. I don't think the cut-off was anything crazy. But nevertheless, this is the exciting stuff. This is Q3. What can we do in Q3? Hopefully a 26. That was my aim. My PB was pretty nice, so I was hoping to get pretty close to it, but we'll have to wait and see. Coming around the final corner, tyre warm-up is extremely crucial on this game. Coming around the final corner, planting the throttle into 5th gear, rattling up the gear, 7th gear, opening DRS up to 8th gear. Full power is unleashed, going down to turn 1. This is maximum attack, maximum grip, maximum engine power. Down into turn 1, brake just at the 100-meter board, down to 4th gear. Get a lot of rotation through 4th gear, onto the power early, short shift to 5th. Don't use this exit curb on the exit, and then opening DRS, rattling through to turn 4 now. This is a very tricky corner, very easy to lose the rear end if you do it wrong. Down to 4th gear, getting as close to that apex as you can without touching it, running out wide onto that apex through this right-left sequence, getting as close to this curb as you can without losing the rear end. It's a good first sector, 0.6, down to this right-hander, down to 3rd gear, clipping that apex but not hitting it too hard. 4th gear exit, through the gears now, down to the downhill left, the trickiest corner on the track, down to 4th gear through here. We missed the apex slightly, but can we get a good exit? It's still a bit rough. We lost a little bit of time there, which is not ideal for our lap. Going through the middle sector now. We're going up to this left-hander, brake just before the 50-meter board. We do that fairly nice. Missed the apex a little bit again, but we carried good speed, good momentum through this long right-hander. Easy flat in these F1 cars. Then into the sector 3 split. Just missed this curb. 5th gear. Onto the power early. It's a 0.502 split. It's looking good. It looks like it can be a 0.9 if we get a good last corner. Coming into the last corner now. Brake just after the 100-meter board. Down to 4th gear. We missed the apex a little bit. We take no minimum apex. Barry goes pole momentarily. Lucas goes pole momentarily. Where can we put our car? It's a 27.015.
Oh,
It's
I
only
messed up the last
P4
corner.
for the moment.
Bro,
And
Wilson, you
we
had such a
lost
good-
quite a lot of
Wilson,
that
the
last
peak
corner.
split.
A
I know, I
5
messed up
low
the last corner 'cause
last,
I
which
just
was
broke a
very
little
far
bit
off
too
what everyone
late.
else done. As you can
Freddie
see,
might-
Freddie a low 4
Oh,
last.
no.
And
Could have been-
yeah, we could have easily been P3.
Oh,
But I guess
no,
people could say the
completely
same
lost it in the last.
for themselves,
When
as
you're Barry's time,
I'd
you
imagine a
maybe
lot of
even
people
been
made
there.
mistakes. Good quality though.
No, I made this such a big
P4
mistake, but
can
yeah,
definitely
GG.
work from that. We've got
Yeah,
a lot
good
of
luck
fast
from
drivers in
Lucas as
front
well.
of
I
us,
think
so
my
it's
lap would have been like
pretty tricky
I did so
to
much
make
mistakes,
any
but,
moves.
like,
But we've got
Wilson,
Fabrizio
he's
behind
so
us,
much
Ron Har,
different.
Brendan, Nico,
Like,
Matthias, Danny, which is
like, so much different, but
going to be
it's
pretty
still not
interesting.
bad, I would say.
I don't know how quick these guys will be in the race, as
sexy.
I've not really done much
Like,
race,
it
and
was
not many people have done much
very
race, so
nice.
it's going to be quite a learning experience for all of us,
My
where
middle was
everyone's going
alright,
to be.
and then last,
Hopefully our
at
race
least half
pace
a
is
tenth off a minute.
good enough to challenge at the front. But nevertheless, we start the end of our formation lap. We are starting on the medium tyres, as if you don't know, the new tyre change allows us to pick whatever tyres we want at the start now, which makes league racing so much better, as you cannot do the alt strat. We also are able to line up our own grid spot, which is nice. So you can see me doing some burnouts, trying to get some temp into the rear tyres, which is crucial for your start. But here we go, lining it up. It's pretty crucial you don't mess this up, as it can mess you up pretty badly. And we stop fairly decent, a little bit too far back, but I was pretty nervous I would mess it up. So I thought we'll just take it safe, and hopefully we get close enough. And that's what we've done. I think Fab got quite a good one, as you can see his red arrow, which I would assume means he's fairly close. But nevertheless, we got 5 red lights. And away we go. Do we get a good launch compared to the drivers around us? We get a lot of wheel spin. We get a good launch compared to Fab, but Frederick gets a much better launch than us. We're going to choose to go down the middle. There's really no much room on any other points. Fab actually hits Barry there. We're inside of Barry's car now. Can we get any good launch? We get tapped by the Ferrari. That's not great, but then we open our ERS, going down to turn 4, sitting and Barry's slipstream. Can we keep it round the outside of Fabrizio Donoso, going round the outside of turn 4? We're trying to hold it. Traction's going to be tricky on these cold tyres, on the medium tyres. We're still going to go side by side through this next session. We leave just enough room and we make that move stick. The top 4 or top 3 even are starting to get away now, so we do need to get into a rhythm now. Keep close to them, as we know they're going to be quick. I expect these guys to be very quick, as they are one of the top drivers in esports. So going around this next corner, we're just trying to nail as much as we can. These medium tyres are not feeling too good at the start. It usually takes a lap for them to feel really nice, but that is us. We're going to try and get settled into this race now, and hopefully we can stick with this top 3 without having to use too much tyres, use too much ERS. It is crucial to stay with these guys. If we lose the ERS to them, it could make the race pretty tricky for us. But we'll see how it goes. The next few laps are all about sussing out where we're quick, where we're slow, and trying to fix on it. I'm sure if you've raced, you know how getting into the rhythm of a race is. You kind of just settle down and, you know, try and get into that rhythm, as I said. This last corner, though, was really tricky in quali and in the race, as I don't know if it's easy to see on our screen, but it's very weird colour, a weird texture. It's very tricky to see what's going on, but nevertheless, we're on to lap 14 now, and we're still with the front runners. Fabrizio Donoso is pretty close, though, 210s, and it's going down to 110. He's clearly quicker than us on the straight line. Is he going to go for a move into turn 1? He's nearly 1/10th back. He is 1/10th back. Is he going to make a dive bomb? We break very late, and he has made a dive bomb. We try and give him enough room. He just bashes us out the way, though. A very weird dive bomb from Fab. It was a bit half-heartedly, and it didn't really do much, and we live to fight another day. Lap 16, though, going on to 17. We've got Brendan Lee behind us, behind Barry. Not much has happened in this race, apart from that send from Fab. It's been a pretty boring and good race. I don't mind it boring at this point. We're sitting in P4, just trying to do our own race, trying to keep our own head. But the two Ferraris are very close to each other. I think they're going to go side by side. I think Brendan has darted to the inside, and Brendan sends it down our inside, and he spins us into turn 1.
Fabrizio don't know how to break, like... It was Brendan.
Great. My luck continues.
And Brendan just braked and went into Ferrari guys murdering everyone.
And as you can see, that was not ideal. Brendan, he apologised, but again, Brendan has taken me out.
Always me.
And yeah, it's not ideal. As you can see, the rear tyres, the whole car is just a little bit messy. It didn't pop up with damage, but after this, I felt like the car just felt, it just didn't feel like it should feel. But nevertheless, we got charged through the pack now. That was not ideal. It was a shame. Brendan did apologise, but it's starting to get a little bit frustrating. I mean, even last game, I feel like I've been taken out about 100 times. So it'd be nice if people would just be a little bit more respectful to me. But yeah, we'll see in the coming races. Nevertheless, though, we're going to have to keep charging through. There might be a chance at points still, even though after that spin. We've got Josh Adu in front of us. We're going to try and go for a move on Josh. Down the inside into turn 1. Is he going to fight it? We try brake late without doing a Brendan lead to the ties. And the two Ferraris are off track again, so it's not looking great for them as we go side by side with Josh Adu pushing us onto the curb slightly, using our ERS. That was a very good battle with Josh. Thank you for keeping it clean, Josh. Next up is actually Brendan Lee, so he had another collision with his teammate, which is not ideal for him. Those two Ferraris might have a bit of an awkward talk after the race. But as you can see, having a bit of a twitch there. As I said, the car just didn't feel right. I mean, I've went this far into the race and practiced, the car didn't feel this bad. So I'm not too sure what's going on. But on to lap 19 though. We've got 10 laps in this race. And Brendan actually lets us by. I assume that's him giving the place back, which I do appreciate from him. But either way, it doesn't really change much. I mean, some drivers wouldn't have let me by, so I do thank him for that. But yeah, still not ideal. But we move on. End of lap 19, we've got Matthias ahead of us, and as I said, the pace just wasn't really here at this point. I don't know if it was just because I was angry or what, but those cars pit now, and we go one lap. You can see Brendan weave, and I assume that means he's not going to pass us. But we're going to pit this lap. Not much ERS left, as you can imagine, as we've been having to push. Quite difficult to get our way back up the pack and see if we can make any ground. But we've got Lucas ahead of us. That's 4 or 5 seconds Lucas is ahead. So that's how much we've lost being spun, and you can see he gained 4 tenths on us that lap. That just shows how slow we were on that in lap. We pit. Brendan Lee actually stays out one more lap, and this game you actually choose when you turn into your pit box. You need to hit a button and we do it good. We get 2.6. If you do it slow, your pit stop is 3 seconds, and if you do it very well, I think it's 2.2. 6%. And as you can hear me say, we've actually got worn tyres, which is not ideal. But we're going to have to make do of it coming out of the pit lane now. The tyres are going to be very cold, 70 degrees to be precise. As you can see, wheels spinning all over the place. A lot of cars ahead of us. We're going to have to try and see if we can gain anything on them. Then we've got Fab on our outside. We're going to go side by side with Fab. We've also got a car on our inside there, and Fab doesn't really leave any space.
They just don't know how to drive, I swear to fuck. Holy shit.
Why I'm not very happy. Definitely an interesting race to say the least. But as you can see, the tyres are very cold going through this next sequence. You can see the front guys, they have warmed up their tyres as they pit a lap before, and ours are still trying to heat up. So we're going to see what we can do here. You can see going a little bit deep. But yeah, that's just the tyres not having much temp in them. See if we can maybe get Marcel, as we've got fresher tyres than him. But as I said, the car just didn't feel right from this point on. I don't know if it's just because I was angry or what, but yeah, I just could not get the car to feel how I wanted it to feel in this race. But moving on to end of lap 21 and the start of 22. I think that's Brendan Lee in the bottom left hand screen. You can see coming out of the pits, and he's going to have the exact same tyre situation as we had. His tyres are going to be freezing. Now look at the amount of grip we have compared to Brendan. Coming around outside, we're not even using ERS at this point. Just opening the DRS, sitting in Marcel's slipstream, and we fly by. He is smart enough to let us by, as he knows he's just going to get destroyed as his tyres are so cold. Which makes sense. I mean, there's no way you can fight that unless you take us out or something. But yeah, tyres not feeling great. The whole car just isn't feeling great at the moment. As I go deep, and yeah, at this point, we're P14, I think that is, and there's really no chance of points, which is a bit of a demotivating thing to see after you're fighting for maybe even a podium. I mean, the top guys work quick, but we're still in the shout of something if something happened. Or at least maybe even a top 5 at that point, because the pace was looking good. But yeah, these things happen. It's a shame because I came into this race with a lot of motivation. I was just hoping everything would go well, and yeah, clearly it hasn't. But it would just be nice if any of the top drivers are watching this, just please just start the race clean, I beg. It's just, I know some people don't mean to take you out and some people don't mean to shove you off, but when you race at this level, you expect people to have more control over the car, lower tiers, for example. So it's definitely a frustrating hole
Every
for me.
fucking time I
But nevertheless, we move on to the start of lap 25. We're going to try and go for a move of Marcel over. He is flashing. I think so. We didn't have much DRS at this point too. We're going to try and go for a move. I was very scared of diving into the inside of someone, and we actually lock our fronts and nearly hit Marcel, and that kills our chances of getting a move in Marcel at all, really. And yeah, there's not much we can do there. Again, just struggling at this point. Nothing's really working. Now Danny Moreno is going for a move on us. Down the inside into last corner. Is he going to be able to get the moves done? Leave enough space and...
Fuck, man!
Oh, what's he done?
Fucking idiots!
And as you can see, he's been taken out again. I don't know what people will think of this, but I feel like I left a lot of space. I don't know. It doesn't really matter as we're out the points anyway, so I don't really care at this point. But yeah, we come across the line, P14, and yeah, not a great race at all. I don't know whose fault that was at the end. I don't really care, to be honest, as we don't really have points. But yeah, not a great race. It's a shame the driving standards have decreased since last season, which I didn't really think could happen. But I appreciate Brendan apologising for the incident. Again, I understand it wasn't his, like, he didn't deliberately do it, obviously. There's no way he deliberately took me out. But yeah, just a shame, as I went into this race quite optimistic. But nevertheless, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was a bit short, a bit choppy, and was not fun to commentate over, let me tell you that, as it was quite depressing. But if you guys have enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe, comment if you want. Check out my Twitch, as I'm streaming these every Wednesday at 7 PM, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.